Talk Show is brought to you by...
Hey, want to feel young again? Are you tired, run down, have aches and pains, brain fog? This is science-based, not hype or fancy marketing. It really works. Carbon 60 helps detoxify your body on the cellular level. It stabilizes free radicals, just like the antioxidants found in red wine and berry stew, but on a far smaller, more bioavailable nanoscale. It's like a bottle of electrons, helping your body to function better. You can also apply it on your skin topically, over muscles, joints, or organs. Most people feel results within minutes. This is not a drug. It's organic carbon. Feel better today. About 95% of our users report more energy and clarity of mind within 10 days. Give us a call at Greska's Carbon 60 at 720-600-6040 or visit our site at c-60.com. Call 720-600-6040 and feel young again.
Folks, welcome back to the Morocco channel. This is Talented Morocco Worldwide with your host, Hurricane H. I have a treat today. I have with me a great set of people that are remarkable, I think. They're really the future. They're our youth in Morocco, and I am impressed with the work that they do, and I wanted to highlight them, and we wanted to have this discussion, not only because of what they do, but also with the vision that they have. And it is, again, this is the Morocco channel that is highlighting Moroccans worldwide. And what's best, not to highlight, our own youth that is doing great. And so I am excited about today's episode because of who I have with me. And, it's amazing to really it's taking me back to some of the old days when I was much younger in Morocco and had my own vision and ambition and, what I wanted to be in the future and all that stuff. And some of my dreams did come true. And I can see this is happening with my guests today. So I have three bright, young, ambitious, inspiring youth of Morocco here with me. So I have Iman Aknioun, I have Zineb Zwini, and I have Zakaria Jbilu. And they're three of them are actually part of an organization, an idea that became something that is practical. And I think it has great merits, and it will definitely be a huge hit in the future. And so we are live, and they are in Morocco, and we're I'm in the States, and so we have this nice connection right now. And they are actually from Rabat and Kenitra. So the capital is represented, Kenitra is represented, and Morocco is represented here. And so without any further ado, I want to first of all just have them come up and say hi. So Iman, good afternoon for you, good morning for us. How you doing?
Good afternoon, good morning for the U.S. citizens, since you're based there. I'm really glad and honored to join the Moroccan channel. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you so much for your encouragement for young people.
Well, you're welcome. And who's next? I guess Zineb.
Hello, thank you so much for your invitation. I'm really happy to be here with you guys and to meet you all. I hope you're having a good day.
All right. And Zakaria.
Yeah, good morning for the US listeners. Good afternoon for the Moroccan ones, and good whatever it is for everybody else in the world. Thank you again for extending the invitation for us. We're very, very glad, and we're very honored and humbled to present the work we do in the Moroccan channel. Thank you very much.
Well, listen, the honor is actually mine, and I'm telling you, folks, I am so I'm happy to see that our youth in Morocco is proactive in terms of the language. I mean, obviously, this is an English-speaking show, and as we were discussing just before the show, when I was a kid, English was not really the predominant language with the youth, and so this is a new thing, and I'm enjoying it more. And then also the idea of, I know what the work you do and where you go, and we're going to talk about what that is. And I still have not mentioned the name of what we're going to be talking about specifically today, and your roles in this particular enterprise, or at least this initiative that you have started. But I wanted to just again congratulate you for your being proactive, being progressive, being ahead of the times, I would say. And again, this is the concept, is we want to take our Moroccan youth into an English speaking world, and we are the platform for it. You guys are the future for it. And you know what? The world deserves to hear about you and stuff. And of course, this is an international show, so people are going to watch from all over the world and pretty much, hopefully, get to know that there is great talent in Morocco, and it's always been. And we have talented people all over the world. And again, the purpose is to highlight each and every one out there that has something to give, not only to the world, but also to their native land. Now, the actual initiative that you started, and I believe we have one person missing who actually started, the initiative as well, and that is Marwa, and we're going to talk about her. So Iman, I'm going to start with you, because you happen to be the one that actually founded with, Marwa, the initiative. Now, the initiative is called Opportunity Rabat. Now, the words, speak for themselves. Opportunity. It's an opportunity to create opportunities for other people. And really it is a smart move. It's a smart idea. It's ambitious. It's different. And I got to see what that looked like in terms of practical stuff. And frankly, the fact that we're on this show is initiated by the initiative itself, because the way it happened, we connected through the initiative, and now we are here on the show, and hopefully we'll have plenty. So Iman, let's talk about how the idea of Opportunity Rabat started between you and Marwa, and then we'll join in with Zakaria and Zainab and discuss how they became involved, because each one of them has an actual role in the organization.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. First of all, the main founder is Marwa El Matlawi, who she is my friend and my colleague at work. I found her. She already started like a group in WhatsApp sharing events that hold in Rabat. And how we met in events. We met like maybe like 3 times, and she found me already doing the active work, always attending conferences and not missing anything. And then she just come to me and she introduced to me like the Opportunity Rabat and her community, etc. And then we started having discussions. We like at own. I haven't that like to join her one day or her join like what I have been doing, but since we found we have a common and the sharing points, and then we decided like we both are super ambitious. We both have dreams. We sometimes we maybe found ourselves really dreaming really big, but at the same time, whenever we go, we found ourselves we encourage each other. And then I told her, okay, you are doing this just for like volunteering. Why not one day switching it like legal and having our paper and do like a real thing with the Opportunity Rabat, like the Opportunity Rabat thing as a brand in the future, it could be really, really a thing. And then I told her, and why not, besides just sharing, why not like start creating our own like trainings, since we have a good network, and why not in the future like people from outside, like we can take care of anything that related to events, etc. Since we are always hanging out and in Rabat, going to hotels, asking about the events things, networking with people, we introduce ourselves to people. Like we don't know how things just comes out, where we bring that courage to like introduce ourselves with that confidence, because we are still students, but still we are like playing it as really like adults who have things already done, etc. But we are still like in process. But we believe that one day, like we don't know, but just having that good, it's not like good hearts, but something inside of us both. We have that fire to achieve a thing. This is it. So yeah, we met many times. We have discussions how we can improve the opportunity. But think like we spent the whole summer, literally, like the whole summer meeting, going to ministries, just looking for someone who can help us. Like looking for private sectors, how we can like be involved and knowing like the updates of that private sectors. Yeah, we spend a lot of time in it and energy, but we still have that belief that opportunity Rabat will be really a thing. And without Marwan Matlawi taking the initiative, I don't think like it will be like this thing. And we are living like the process and the fruits of the opportunity Rabat, and this is just the beginning, and we are really sure one day it will really be a thing, inshallah.
Well, thank you, Iman. And first of all, Marwa has not, joined us today because she has, some other, work that she's working on, in person, and so she couldn't make it today. We will have her come up, some point, to introduce herself as well. And yes, first of all, you said opportunity about, why not for it to be a thing? It is a thing. It is already a thing. The fact that you're
Okay.
here today, it is a thing. And you know what? It's like a baby, right? A baby is born. You can't say the baby is not here. The baby is here, and the baby grows, and eventually they became, toddlers, little children, and then they go into adolescent, and then adults, and then they become a big, person, right? Well, same thing. Entities are started by ideas, and ideas become bigger based on the dreams and the people that are behind them. And I love your, first of all, your energy about it, your enthusiasm about it. You're just so excited about it. Your excitement really drives through the screen right now. I mean, I feel it already, and we're like over 3,000 miles apart here. But really, the energy is there because you believe in what you have started, and you are actually. You said we're still students. And actually, the three of you right now, I mean, literally, I got Zineb, who just graduated, just got her high school. I mean, literally, and and Iman, you're in college, and Zakaria, you'll tell us more about yourself. And I do want to ask each one of you to tell us, like, what level you're in terms of education and things like that, and all that, because we'll get to that. But again, right now, we're just highlighting the concept, opportunity Rabat, and really, it's a brilliant idea. And someone will say, well, there's plenty of ideas like that. Well, there might be ideas. The problem is not having ideas. The problem is taking action on ideas, and to see that there's youth that is actually not just talking. Talk is cheap, as we say. Talk the talk, walk the walk. You guys are doing the walk. And the walk is the hardest part. And most people have dreams because we can dream all we want, and they remain dreams because we don't take action on them. But, I one of my first shows literally was about something I've learned a long time ago. And it was a quote that is very simple. Some people dream of success. Others wake up and work at it. That was my literally quote for life. That's kind of like what motivated me when I was a younger, person. And I always like, if you have a dream, you go after it. And I have a saying, I say, make your dream so scary. I mean, if a dream doesn't scare you enough, there's a problem. Let it be scary enough, and you'll get to it. You'll make it work. But if you dream, I mean, everybody could be sitting at a table having a discussion. I'd like to be a millionaire. Well, great. I mean, everybody wants to be a millionaire. And how are you going to get there? You're not going to get the millions from a tree, right? I mean, maybe you get lucky, once in a trillion, person. I don't think we have trillions on this planet, but, one in a billion, let's say. But the fact of the matter is, it is not easy, for people to take action. It is the hardest part, if anything else, because we can all talk and we can all maybe have, ideology, like we would like to do this, we'd like to do this. And what makes a difference between success and not so success is the action. And you, Iman, Marwa, started, by doing it. And I love what you said. You met in events and you saw that there's synergy, there's some sort of a connection, that you have similar, I guess, a penchant, as we say, right? Like similar tendencies. You wanted to do something and you created something from nothing. And really, you started with a small group, and then it became more. And what you did is really bring in, it's like a networking opportunity for people. You are creating, what's available for people to come on and you're connecting the dots between people and groups and organizations. Now, I mean, I love what you guys are doing. You go into the ministries. I mean, how many people will actually dare to go and talk to a minister? Or by the way, an English minister, maybe like, we're thinking pastors in a church. In Morocco, that would be like, the head of one of the departments of, the nation. So that would be like, the education department or Department of Education or Department of, whatever youth, department. These are like, entities that are government, agencies that you actually go in and reach out to support the initiative and things. So that in itself, it's not for everyone. And this is, if anything, to me, you guys are leaders. And I can give you that, because a leader doesn't wait for things to happen. Leader just takes action and start leading. And, one step, two steps, next steps, before you know it, you have a whole group, and you do. And that brings us to our other guests today. So we have Zineb and we have Zakaria, who joined your initiative, who saw the value of the initiative. So I want to just, turn it into Zineb, if you don't mind. Zakaria, I'm not, I'm doing the whole like ladies first, that kind of concept. So, so I'm doing the old school way. So I don't want you to take, it's like I'm starting with Zineb, but Zineb, so you joined the group now. How, first of all, when did you join the group, and what is your role with the group?
Well, hello everyone. My name is Zineb Sweeney. I've just graduated from high school. By the way, I've met Iman in an event too.
There you go.
It's been like 6 months that I have joined the group. I found the group first of all on Instagram. Then I've joined the WhatsApp group. So Opportunity Rabat is a group founded by Mrs. Iman and managed by Mr. Zakaria, whom I want to thank from the bottom of my heart for this brave initiative. The group aims to help people to find opportunities which can help them to have a bright future, to build network, to gain new skills, to gain experience, and to exchange our knowledge. So, or maybe to benefit from a training. As I did before, I've benefited from a 2-day training. It's about entrepreneurship with ES Maroc. It's a social enterprise. So it's been like 2 days. I learned how to start my own project, my own business. I learned how to build a business model, Canva, business plan. And I've met a lot of friends there, some new people who just started their businesses. I really want to thank Mrs. Iman so much, and also Marwa, who couldn't join us today.
Well, Zineb, so there's a lot of stuff there. I want to say a couple of things. First of all, congratulations on your high school. Now for people that are watching and listening right now, if you're in the U.S., you probably think, well, it's a high school. It's a standard thing. Everybody goes through it and everybody goes through. But if you're actually in Morocco, it's not the same. The high school diploma in Morocco is a challenge, and it is a very tough one. And there's only a small percentage that makes it through. It is not, like you just keep going and then you graduate and you got, electives and things. It's a little different system. And so it is a big, actually, step in education in at least in the Moroccan world, right? And for anyone who's been in school in Morocco, that's how it is. It's tough. The year is a big one. You prepare for it for years, and you have a week of exams, and you got to take care of business. And if you're lucky, you pass. If not, that's a difficult task, and you have to do it again. You don't have a lot of chance. So first of all, congratulations, and congratulations to all our Moroccans out there who just got their high school this year, and it opens the doors to the next level of education, which is university level. And, that's a whole different, but I have to say, Zineb, your English is pretty awesome for someone who just graduated, high school in Morocco. And also, your words are wise and very advanced, at least I can see it, because you're talking business plans, you're talking big things, big terms that sometimes even in business, some people may not know how to do these things. So you're ahead of the game, and I am very, proud of you, and I'm sure your parents are proud of you, and your country should be proud of you for what you're doing. And I know that all of you today on this show, in 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to be in positions, you're going to be in places that are high enough, and people will be like, wow, And this is actually a good example to show that, so don't let me down here. You need to deliver, right? Now, but I have no doubt that you guys are going to succeed and make it happen, because the traits of success are very clear, and they start early on. When you are determined to and destined to do something in the world, you can show those flavors early on. And in this age group is really where it happens. And you guys are the future of Morocco, the future of our nation, over there, of our, now again, I have a split personality. I'm a Moroccan American, so I have two nations that I belong to, and I'm proud of, being both. But at the end of the day, I can tell you guys, it is really heartwarming to know that you're already in that pace. You're already heading towards, and I love what you are doing here with this opportunity about, and we're going to talk more. So Zainab, I think you wanted to interject, and then I want to, if you have something to add, and then I want to go to Zakaria.
I just want to mention something. The students in high school always care about their grades and your academic path more than their interpersonal skills, more than extracurricular activities, who can build their confidence, their audacity, and more. Besides of that, they don't find the opportunities. They are almost non-existent in Morocco. Even the groups or pages that share them, I mean the opportunities, the competitions, or the conferences, they don't help high school students. There are more opportunities for people aged up 20 years old.
Well, that's a great point.
Which is not the case for this group, for Opportunity Rabat, who divide with us opportunities for different age categories. So I'm really happy that I am a member of it. Since I'm a first year university, it's going to help me a lot.
Well, you are a unique person, and I hope there's plenty of you out there. but the fact of the matter is your vision and you how you describe in this. It is an interesting topic to have and highlight for a minute, because you're right. A lot of people don't pay attention to the younger crowd or the high schoolers, right? But yet, if you were in the States right now, you will be one of the valedictorians, and you'll be like the ones that are leading the speeches and stuff like that, because that's what you are already. And I guarantee you that would have been the same that you would have done here. And literally here, it's a lot easier, I would say, in the States, and it's more difficult in Morocco. But you're right. Organizations, they tend to kind of almost not see the value in the youth the way they should. And that's what we're here today, is that we want to highlight the youth. Youth is, if you can invest in the youth, you're going to get a better future in any country. And that's the first thing that we sometimes default, or maybe sometimes we forget about, I think not default, but we forget about it because we don't think it's, there's enough there. But the talent is there. And if you take that talent and work it and give it a chance, give it an opportunity, you'll be surprised what you get. And this is the fruit of exactly that. You guys are, but here's the thing. That nobody's pushing you. You guys did this on your own. This is the part where it's more interesting. Normally people have someone tell them, hey, you can do this, you can do that. I mean, hopefully we're going to help that, through this platform and push more about you guys. But the fact is, you didn't need me or need a network. You did this on your own. I mean, this is something where you are taking the steps necessary to get it done. And I know you're just going to be creative. You haven't even literally learned much, in the world, and you're still going to pick up quite a bit. And all that stuff is going to accumulate and make it a better and better and bigger. So you guys are literally, I think, already, as Iman said, and you will be much bigger things in the near future. So I know that for a fact. And I hope that everyone that watches or listens to this show, it doesn't matter what part of the world and what ethnicities you are, this could be a sampler of what, youth can do and can be, and the potential that people have. And if at least this can inspire other youth folks, to actually do better or do the same, at least, and take initiative and don't be afraid. Don't worry about what can go wrong. Things always go wrong. The question is think about what can go right, and and focus on that. So Zainab, I'm gonna just turn it to Zakaria because I know he's itchy. He wants to get in the discussion. Zakaria, welcome as well. And so first thing, Zakaria, let's talk about your background, and then let's talk about your involvement with the organization Opportunity Rabat.
So, okay. I'm 24 years old. I'm a PhD candidate in development economics and international trade. And I'm also a research and teaching assistant at Mohammed V University in Rabat. And in my spare time, I've always said this since I was 15. I've always wanted to help our youth because someone once I participated in some sort of program when I was in high school, actually, and that was a changing moment in my life. I've always wanted to ask the question: how can we improve the youth in our country? Because like a lot of people don't know this about African youth, especially like the youth from Africa, from the African continent. They are smart, very hardworking, very creative, and very, very original. However, what they lack is not the necessary skills, but they lack support and they lack opportunities. And we always talk about this in economics, about the cost of the opportunity. What is the cost of the opportunity, and how can we build an inclusive community, and how can we inspire the youth just to give them that little push to provide them with options and path, and especially paths to execute their vision. Because trust me when I say they have very, very clear visions to develop their communities and their countries. And that's what we do here at Opportunity Rabat, basically. Because like I've met Marwa through a friend. I've actually met Marwa through a friend, and we've like the discussion started and everything. I was brought in as a program manager for this entire for Opportunity Rabat. We have Marwa and Iman as the CEOs and founders, and like they are the ones who put in the work. They've like worked tireless nights, and without them, and this is what it takes. It takes for someone to go for it, and with discipline, they went for it basically. And I'm here like as a program manager to help support, to create the vision, to execute the vision of Opportunity Rabat, and for the near future and for the future basically. So yeah, what we actually do at Opportunity Rabat, just to give the people a small idea of what we do, we basically bring existing opportunities that a lot of Moroccan youth don't know, like don't have ideas about, and we connect them through social media, because a lot of youth use social media. Not all our youth use social media, through WhatsApp groups and through Instagram and Facebook. And we bring them these opportunities to them so they can choose the opportunities that are adept to build their skills and what they actually want to do, whether they are training, whether they are exchange programs in the country or out the country. And our vision is to expand not only in Rabat, or like the youth in Rabat, because like we've now since the beginning of the year till now, we've actually impacted more than 1,500 people just on the WhatsApp groups. So people who get daily notifications about opportunities that they exist, which the rate of the opportunities is 6 to 7 opportunities. So we've actually we're doing some sort of a good job in Rabat, and we want to expand on a national scale, and why not on an international scale, and actually offer our training, specific training. When we're talking about trainings, these trainings that could be very specific to build adequate skills such as entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship, innovation, and the most important thing is to build interpersonal skills, just as Iman said, because like that's mainly the problem we have. Like the youth, if we look, I'm gonna bring out the statistics here. So if we look at statistics of unemployment in the Moroccan youths, funnily enough, 64% of the Moroccan youth have a superior education diploma, which is a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. However, they have a rate of unemployment of 23%. And those statistics were published by the High Commission of Planning in 2022 or 2021, I don't remember basically. So yeah, we have this gap between what the market needs and what the youth are capable of. So we're trying to bridge that gap and create stronger, more innovative, and I would say disciplined youth. That's it.
That's a lot. Listen, guys, I want to say this. I meet with a lot of people, I interview a lot of people, and I've had guests, that are stars. I've had guests that are super doctors. I have guests that are CEOs, and you guys are just in the same realm of all those people. I have to say, and it's not, and everybody's got their own knowledge and skills and abilities, but hearing you, the three of you today, and watching you and listening to you, the words you use, the knowledge you have, the abilities you already put in, and the vision you have. As a parent personally, I'm proud of you. You're not my children. I mean, believe it or not, the three of you actually are in the age group of my kids, because I have a 26, an 18, and a 17. So I can tell you fit right into that realm. And, I would love my kids to be just as good as you, because I can tell you, I mean, they're still working and they're trying to find themselves. It's a little different, the way they think and whatever it is. But I can see, how well you guys are, advanced in terms of your thinking process, in terms of stuff. And by the way, you briefly said I'm 24. I'm a PhD, candidate, or a student already. And you went on that one so quick, and that's not a quick thing, And first of all, because here's the thing: we have Zainab, who just graduated high school, and you're in the PhD world. I mean, that's a few years of education, gap in there, but really, I love that. So look at you guys. I mean, in a lot of places, people will say, "Oh, I'm a PhD student. Why would I talk to someone who's in high school?" Or you get that mentality that is completely awkward. Yeah. Yet you are not in that realm. You actually are showing a full spectrum of the potential of our youth, from high school all the way to doctorate level. And you know what? You are working together. No one is, you have certain knowledge, they have certain knowledge, and you're adding it together. And I love that, because that shows that you are literally the future of how it's supposed to be. So first of all, congratulations on being in the PhD program, and that's great, because from a PhD you will be given a lot to the world, because typically when you get into a PhD program, you become an educator, you become an academic, expert, or at least, a research, person. And eventually maybe you'll make some policy happen in the country, and it can change things in the world. Maybe we're looking at the future minister of something. I don't know, you never know. And by the way, all of you, Iman and Zainab, I know this is the beginning. Listen, I know this for a fact. There was a long time ago, I was in an internship in Morocco, in Rabat. Actually, I was in a hotel, because I'm in tourism, and I met this guy, and this guy had vision. He's been around the globe, and very around stars and all the stuff. And when I talked to him, he said, "You're going to places," and that was just based on the discussion I had with him. I'm not saying anything, but in my career path, I've done well, in the States, and I came in just as an immigrant, and got myself into different industry, and made my way up, and the rest is history. I did a lot of things there. Now again, I'm not giving a tap on my shoulder, but the hard work does pay, as they say, right? And but the vision that person had, or at least the discussion we had originally, stuck with me all my life, and somehow I was able to fulfill that vision, or at least that concept that he put in place. And I know that you will do the same, and you'll continue with the success, the three of you. And Marwa, again, she's not here, but we'll keep bringing her with us, so at least her name is going to the show, and then eventually we'll have her, because her and Iman really created this foundation, this platform, this base, and then you guys are coming in. And again, this is like a big building, right? You have a foundation, you have pillars, and you start building the walls, you start building the layers, and next thing you have a high rise, you have a skyscraper, and you have a whole community, you have a city. And this, the sky is the limit, right? What you can do. But you even went, Zakaria, to the statistics, and I love that you actually highlighted that specific statistic, because you're right. The average youth in Morocco, high school is just the start. And that's why we said that baccalaureate, or the high school diploma, is the next biggest challenge. Because from there, you go to the college or university, because college in Morocco means, what we call middle school here. So university. So you go to the university, it's the 4 years, and then you get 2 or 3 years for the master's program, and then you go beyond that. But you're right. A lot of people have a bachelor's degree in Morocco. A lot of students, like your youth has, a master's degree, but yet very few get the opportunity to employ or get into whatever. Sometimes they settle for jobs that may not be, where they need to be. But here's the thing. The opportunity may be available in Morocco, but it may be available over the world. And I see the posts that you guys have in the group, and some of these things are worldwide. I mean, and the skills that some of the people that are in the group have, they're really international talent. They can be, but here's the thing: a message to the Moroccan government and the Moroccan, agencies and enterprises. Why let our youth go somewhere else? Listen, someone can say, well, why are you in the States? Well, I had an opportunity and I came for it, right? Now I can bring back, and I'm doing that now after 30 years. I'm, 31 years. I created this platform to help, somehow and give back, from here, and hopefully we'll be able to have an impact in the country as well. But the fact of the matter is, it's never too late to give back. But the idea is that if you have all the talent, we can use the talent within the place, and that would be who is going to develop the country to the next level. And Morocco has made a huge growth, in the last 20 plus years. I mean, it is really ever evolving as a country, and the technologies, the industries, and everything. But they're still behind in a lot of areas. I mean, when you're looking at 23 or 25% of employment rate from the people that are highly educated, that's still low. I mean, in comparison to other countries, I mean, that's very low. But here's the thing: you guys are doing it now. It doesn't matter who does and what does. And see, that's the other thing. People sometimes complain like, well, the government is not doing, why these people are not doing. We can say all that stuff all we want. They're going to do what they're going to do. But you need to do what you have to do. And that's the thing with the youth, is that you can do two things. You can wait for people to give you a hand, or you can make the hand happen. You create the opportunity. And you guys created the opportunity. And not only for you, because I want to go back to Iman. Iman, you said, we want this to be a thing, and it's going to go, why not? Well, you are doing it, and it's going to go bigger and bigger and bigger by default. Because as long as you're in the work, and that's actually a international world rule. If you're in the trenches, you're doing the work, it's going to happen. The only time it stops is when you stop. And I don't have any feeling that this group is going to stop anywhere. You guys are going to continue, and you're going to keep growing. You're going to join, with forces with more people, and keep, this whole thing, to the next level. So now we talked a little bit about you guys, your background, and the background on the foundation. So I know we have a vision for the future. What are some of the things that you have right now in place that are solid, and things that you're working on in terms of the expansion of the group? Iman, whoever wants to take over.
Something that we are working on, at this current moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is your question. Okay. Since we still have, for me, I still have 1 year to graduate and finish my BA, and for Marwa, she still have 2 years. We decided just for this year, just to keep sharing just opportunities, trainings, exchange programs, etc. And if I had a scholarship and she had a scholarship too, we can switch it to something more international, as international students who are doing other things in international universities abroad. So this is the thing. But for this year, we will focus in to grow our community, especially in Rabat, and have more network, and just share more opportunities concerning that I have mentioned before: trainings, exchange programs, boot camps, something like that. We will be focusing just on that, literally.
Well, so thanks, Iman. Here's really something I want to highlight. And you probably heard it if you're watching and listening right now. We have Zainab, we have Iman, we have Zakaria, and we have the 3 levels of our education, literally stream, right? I mean, Zainab just started in college. You are still, ahead, and again, that progression is so sweet. I did talk about it, but it resonates well enough to see how you have it, and you have a plan, like where you are today, what you can do and what you cannot do, but you have also ideas of what can be done if things were different. So, and that's, again, this is not something that you guys are doing just ad hoc and just kind of wing it. You literally look like it, at least what you stated makes very good sense in terms of strategy. You got the planning, you got the purpose, you got the vision, you got the stuff. What you need, as you said, Zakaria, is the ability to have more support and things like that. I think, Zakaria, you said that, right? And really, that's the place. people out there, if you're watching and listening, this is the future. And by the way, I know it starts opportunity Rabat, but you might as well call it opportunity Morocco, because you just have to extend it everywhere else. Because at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
but because here's the thing, right? I mean, the groups are open, right? Anybody can chime in. Listen, I mean, I'm from the States right now in the group, right? So anybody else, any organization, any agency, anybody can participate, either by providing the services or reaching for the services. And you know what? Yeah, it's you are an asset. You are a resource. And that's the other thing. Having a resource platform like this, I mean, it's only the beginning. And you guys can grow this to really the go-to platform where people can go and find and interact and network. It's like, I know, Iman, you're on LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn started with the idea as like the Facebook for businesses. Well, this is maybe the next thing in the Moroccan, world, right? And hopefully it'll grow even. Well, it's not, I know already. It's not, I know it's happening, because all you have to do is multiply it, right? And that's the thing. You start something, people only see what they see. I know that even if I can imagine where you guys see, I cannot, because you have the vision already of where you want to be in 5 years and 10 years and so on and so forth. It's really that, but we can see it's like a little, plant that's just growing on the soil, like just peeking up from the ground, right? But I know that's going to be a huge, like you plant a tree. You don't see a tree when you plant, you see a seed and you see a little bit of flower that comes up, whatever, a little spurt, and that's about it. But in about a year or 2 years, you have a huge tree with big branches, a lot of fruits, and a lot of shade, and it's taken all over. This is exactly where you are. And, I mean, really, like, it's really a proud moment to be part of this history, because this show is going to be out there in the world, and maybe 5 years, 6 years from now, we'll look at it like, wow, look how we went. And believe it or not, you will see that progress slowly but surely. Now it's documented. See, that's the other thing. Like, you cannot sometimes not see it if it's not documented. Like, I make jokes about, like, my channels and things. Like, I look at my first videos and today, and I'm like, wow, what a difference, right? But some people may think, oh, you think you're going to do this, it's going to happen. It's like, well, I had to start somewhere. You got to build the foundation, and then you start figuring out, go left, go right, go up, go down again, go back up, go the other way. And you discover things. You get people to support. You got people that actually see the value and the vision, and that's what it is. But you have to have the determination. You are literally, the three of you right now, and I would again, refer to Marwa. You, the four of you, are literally a good sample, a good example of our youth that is literally not sleeping, that is not just sitting there and finding excuses or blaming the world for why things are not happening. You see, you're looking at the mindset of positivity versus negativity. You're looking at, we can do this. And yes, you have your own thing. I mean, you're a PhD student. That is not easy. You're, finishing up, school, and that's not easy. Zainab, you're just starting. That's a whole new world for you that you're venturing into. It is tough, and you still have to responsibilities. Your parents are there, and I know in Morocco, you have to listen to your parents and you follow the rules. And there's a lot of restrictions. There's things you need financial help. It's not as easy as people think, but it's not stopping you. You see, you're trying to use the tools that are available. And I love what you said. And the youth lives in this social programming. And here's the problem. Our youth lives literally in the YouTubes and the Facebooks and stuff, but very seldom you'll see them in the more constructive stuff. You'll see them in just the nonsense stuff. Let's call it for what it is. The BS, it's just like, whatever is something funny, you'll find something. But not all of them. We're not going to generalize. But you're creating the positivity. You're creating a positive flow. You're creating an environment where people can come in, and there is no more excuse. They can't say, well, we don't know. You're actually telling them, hey, just look in here. We have all these opportunities. Don't say that there is nothing for me. Did you look at one of these 1,000 or 1,500 opportunities out there? Now, some people say, like, well, it's not for me. Well, then you're going to keep building until you have something for everybody, right? And I'm sure you will do that, because there are a lot of things out there, and you're not limiting yourself to the country. I've seen some positions all over the world that you have there, and opportunities and internships and different things. So people all they have to do is participate, join, and again, you got to spread the word out there, right? And you are doing that. So now, question to whoever wants to answer. What is some advice you want to give right now to our youth that is watching and listening right now?
I think for me, the opportunities are already out there, but the most challenging thing is uh, you have to select which opportunity that it will match your vision and your objective. I think this is the most challenging part because I still remember in 2017, I have been looking for opportunities like, oh my God, like the social media back then, it wasn't like as like the actual one. And what we see like all the opportunities are on Instagram. You have just to write just a keyword and the algorithm will help you, as easy as that. But back then, no, like you have to go to places, you have to network with people. Should people like trust you and give you the opportunity because they saw a potential in you, or you have got what it takes, or something like that. Then you got it, and you have to do a lot of efforts in order to get that opportunity. But the shifting after COVID, everything switches to digital, and everyone everything like it's out there like on social media. The challenging part I'm already facing it is to pick like this is good for me. It's like you have a challenge with your time, not with opportunities, because the time that you will invest in something, if you invest it in another thing, it will gives you back a lot. Like after that, it's actually impacted like the after moment. It will impact like the after days. So I think this is the challenging part. Like our generation have not the opportunities, but be careful with with which one you will join, because it will impact a lot of things, the days after, the years after, the vision, the people, the environment. So what I advise young people, first of all, know yourself, get the knowledge, because yeah, I know like it depends, actually it depends on each person, but if I am in a position to give an advice, know yourself, your characteristic, your personality, your childhood dreams. Just be clear between you and yourself. So once you are out in the world with the social life, you won't compare. You will just focus on the vibrating inside of you. You will follow. You will follow that fire inside of you, not see the others. It's good to see others and get the inspiration, but better to know yourself, so you will stick to your own uniqueness. It's really beautiful. The second thing, knowledge. I highly like, once you get the knowledge, you know how to behave, how to speak, how each category of people, how you can adapt very easily. You know the process of, for example, administrate a lot of things. Knowledge is really a power. Knowledge is really a power. I'm still working on it, but please, knowledge. It's very important.
I agree.
Don't risk it. Don't risk it, really, especially nowadays. Knowledge is really required, because out there, like, there is a lot of competition, literally. That, like, the youngest generations, they are already speaking English very well, with like gaming thing, with laptops, etc. They are already have the language. But there are sometimes the knowledge is also there, like on YouTube. You need just to tap things, etc. You will understand how things works, the robotic things, the technology, the word after 20 years from now, something like that. But just, you better get the knowledge, like a credible one. It's really important, because you become more rational, you think more in a logical way, you don't get influenced easily, you know what you are doing, you want to risk in it. Each decision that you will take, you know that you take it with your mind, not just emotions, or someone manipulates you or something like that. Yeah, knowledge. Then what else? Yeah, and just follow your dreams. I think this is the beauty of being in this world, like achieving things. And yeah, dreams keep that hope, create like just think of new solutions to achieve that dream of yours. That's it.
All right. So, Iman, I'm going to come back to you. So, Zainab, anything to add
Sure.
to that one?
Yes, for me, you have to go out from your comfort zone. You have to try everything to participate in different activities, you have to try different opportunities. So maybe you can know yourself from those activities. For me, I was a physical science student in the high school, but I'm pursuing my higher studies in English studies, linguistic stream. But I also discovered my passion to entrepreneurship. So maybe your dream can be changed.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
you.
Iman, that was beautiful. So just looking at the perspective, right? You know, Zainab, go ahead.
I believe that if you like try new things, even though if you're not pursuing your studies in that field, but you're going to need it in the future.
So may I just there's a couple of things. So listening to you guys, well, first of all, it's kind of similar concept because I can tell you when Iman said you know yourself, right, and believe in yourself, right. That's knowing yourself, understanding, finding yourself, right. It's one, and it that's the small focus, but the general concept is what you said, Zainab, is that you know you can be one thing and learn something else and wind up somewhere else. That happened to me too. I mean, listen, I am a science major. You know, you said physics. You know, so that's like physique, right? Physique, right? How do you call it in French?
Yes,
Physique.
Science physique, right? And I did science X, right? So I was science X, and then I went to the economy. You know,
wait, I was Science X too.
Okay,
but
science X.
In the last year of high school, you have to choose SVT or physics.
Okay,
Science or physics.
So I was science, right? And then I went to the University of Rabat, and then that was like for the first year I did the economics and all the stuff, social, you know, and juridic stuff, and I didn't like it. And then I went to tourism. I went to the Institute of Tourism in Tangiers, and then I wound up in Disney, and then I wound up in sales and marketing and in a whole different industry in New York, and now I'm in the media. So what you're saying is all true, folks. You know, the fact is, know yourself, meaning knowing yourself as an individual. And if you are someone who is always learning, and I love what you said, Iman, learn. There's plenty of knowledge available. I love what you added, the analogy that there's plenty of knowledge there, but if it's not structured, you can be lost, right? Because it could be all influencing. The idea is to have a dynamic where you have a structured education and a concept, and then you can add to it all knowledge. And when I listen to both of you together, I mean, you really covered the whole gamut. This is the whole thing. Knowing yourself is one thing. Being able to learn different things, and maybe you'll find that this is not for you, but at the end, the same time, whatever you learn is never gonna not affect you. It will be part of you, and that's the thing. Like a good example. So I do shows with doctors, right? Now I'm in sales and marketing and all this stuff and strategy and operations, but my first background in life was in biology and science, and so believe it or not, I was good at it then. It is still with me. And I can carry stuff. When I have discussions, I still can relate to some of the knowledge I've had, you know, and because I had that, I've always continued learning about it. So while it's not my core, it is still part of me. So you're changing the dynamic. So again, for our youth, you know, don't limit yourselves to knowledge, but structure it, as Iman said, have the education, you know, platform. I mean, look at Zakaria, his really, you know, we have a full spectrum as where you start and where you can be. And in between, there's plenty. And frankly, when you go to the real world after education, you know, it never stops. Education is still going to continue. I mean, we have something called continuing education in all industries in the States. When, like, for example, if you're in real estate, you're going to do continuing education. When you're in insurance space, you have to do continuing education. When you're nurses, you're going to do continuing education. If you're a doctor, you have to do updates and everything. If you're in pharmaceutical companies, you have to get updated on things. In every industry, you have to continue. Every 2 years, you got to catch up. You know, what's going on, what's new, what's tech, what's happening. And again, you're right with the access, as Iman stated, you know, 2017 and now post-COVID, I mean, technology, digital access to information is more easily accessible. The question is what to get from it and how to decipher that information, the actual content of it, and use it to your own benefit, not just fluff. Like, you know, it's like you have to filter it. You know, the good stuff stays, the bad stuff goes. And you have to be able to get that dish receptors, you know, in and get the information. So, Zakaria, go ahead.
Yeah, I would want to add one thing. Yes, go for it, take risks, but please always remember to be kind to yourself and be okay. Do things at your own pace. And mental health is very important. And a lot of people, like especially in our country, the older generations, they don't care. They really don't understand it. I would want to say they don't care about it. They don't understand it. But our youth, please be kind to yourself. Take care of your mental health. Your mental health is important. Once you're good, it will make you actually receptive to change. And actually, like there's something called change management, and how can we manage change and taking risks and be okay with that. Failing is a normal, very normal thing that could happen. Don't be afraid to fail, but don't be afraid to fail, but be afraid not to start something. It's like Lady Gaga once said in her Oscar speech, if you have a passion for something, go for it. With discipline and with hard work, you can achieve it. But always remember to be kind to yourself. That's what I would want to say. And just because we live in this, like, the Moroccan mentality that people, they need to get an education, get a job, get married. And it's okay not to do any of these things in a traditional manner. Just focus on yourself and be kind to yourself. Yeah, that's it.
So hold on. Zakaria, you've touched on a huge element there, which is, but I want to just so you know, I mean, I do a lot of shows on mental health, and I get experts, and we do actually a recurring show with one of the world-renowned psychiatrists, and we get live questions and things like that. And we've also done shows about suicide, for example, in the States and things like that. And mental health is, especially post-COVID, is more than important than anything else. And you're right, in our traditional Moroccan mind, mental health does not exist. Let's be clear about that. Like there's a reason behind it. I mean, we are, our belief system, is that we're supposed to always accept, our fate and destiny and stuff. And so there's that part. So we have to be always like, and by the way, that's a plus. The fact that we have that helps us kind of cope with life no matter what life throws at us. But at the same time, we need to be mindful of the stress part of it, because with the youth, and that's the other thing, people see things. Again, I was there. I mean, listen, I was a kid in the 80s. And in Morocco in the 80s, all we saw was the movies. And, our TV was only like 5 hours span. I mean, at 6, I think I ended at midnight. So we didn't have satellites at the time when I was, 10, 11, whatever. So, you just, watched, the regular programming. So when you see a movie, that's all you knew about the world, or, you go to the movies. And, the US, the American movies were like, oh my God, right? And I grew up in, it was breakdance time. It was skateboarding. It was all those things, like, some of the famous movies, like, traditional classics here, like, the Big Goonies and some of those. And, you like look like, oh, I want that. I want to be like them. I want to do stuff. And that's how we were. But it was a little different because you were limited. But that changed with the digital age. Everything is available. I mean, you guys are you have so much information coming in today's youth, and you want it all. And by the way, it's natural to want it all. I mean, you see everything. You see car, and on social, you got Lamborghinis, you got this, you got that, and you see these billion-dollar, mentions. Everybody wants that, and that's great. I mean, to hope and want something bigger, but don't make that, a reason for you to lose your mind and go crazy. Oh my God, I got to do stuff. Oh, and I love what you said about the pressures. You're gonna go to school, because that's what it is. You need to go to school so you get a job, so you can get married, so you can get kids, and you can do stuff. And that's actually, there's nothing wrong with that formula. It is the traditional formula for centuries. But knowing, again, as Iman said, knowing yourself, and even Zainab, you said about finding yourself in a way. You can do all of that in the same, formula, but in your own pace, in your own style. And you got to be you. That's the other thing. I always keep telling this to people. You have to be you. Zakaria, you have your own signature. Iman, you have your own signature. Zainab, you have your own signature. None of you are equal in the same. You are different. You are unique. You are special. And everybody watching and listening, you are unique. You're different. You're special. You don't need to subscribe to everybody else's way of doing. I don't do like everybody else. I am doing me. This is my style. I got Hurricane H. That's my choice. And whatever I do is I want to be my unique signature. So you cannot duplicate me. You can probably try, but you're never going to be me. And say, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not talking about me literally physically, folks, but I'm giving an example as no one is Zakaria except Zakaria. No one is Iman except Iman. No one is Zainab except Zainab. And what makes you unique is how you process things, how you work with things, how you see and evaluate. And mental health for our youth, it is high. And by the way, in the Moroccan world today, we might think that we are still in Morocco, but you're not anymore in Morocco, because the world is no more one country. We are in a global village, and everybody is accessing information from everywhere, and everybody thinks that we live in the same place. You know, we're in the States, you're in Morocco, we're in the same show. It doesn't matter where you are today. You see things everywhere. So information is flowing differently. Your mind is processing it differently. And we have to be adaptable to these conditions and know where you are, what your framework, what your potentials, what stuff. Now, is there a border? There are borders, but these borders are beyond. Now, you can be online with no border. I mean, a lot of people are doing businesses and getting exciting, results just being online on TikTok and everywhere, right? We see these things on social media. So there is no more border, folks. But don't stress out about things. Well, this guy's doing and I'm not doing. They're doing something different. By the way, sometimes you hear these little ads and stuff like, oh, I made $1 million. But they don't tell you what it took to make the $1 million and what road they went through. So don't think that, just because they said that, you're going to go crazy and you want to cut corners. There is no cutting corners, people. That's just be clear. You got to do the work. And you just got to do your research. You have to do your due diligence. You process things properly, and then you can do it. As Zainab said, you want to try different things. I love what you said also about Lady Gaga. There's, by the way, you use the word failing is okay. I don't even use failing. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just another way of learning how not to do things and how to do better things. And that's really how I look at it. So you're not failing, you're learning. Okay, you're not. You never fail. You just another way. Now, here's when you really fail. If there is a true definition, is when you give up and you stop and you don't do anything and you just turn the way back and you say, I'm not capable. I'm not doing. But when you don't find a way, a door closes. There's hundreds of infinite actually doors that can open. We just have to go to the other direction. Sometimes you are actually blocked for a reason, so you can move here and then you block and you move here and you keep moving and. Again, I give this example all the time. If you ever look at the Seine River, in France, it actually loops and loops and loops, and it goes in U shapes and stuff. And the example I give it is that a river doesn't stop but because of mountains. It will find a way around the mountains. And that's what we have to do. You're not going to stop. You just have to learn and find an improvement process through education, through basic knowledge. And by the way, knowledge today is available. YouTube and Google, Chat GPT, you want to learn something, ask a question. It will give you everything you need. You don't even need to stuff. So technology, AI is now with us. And by the way, AI didn't exist in 2017. Well, at least it did probably in limited circles. Now it's public. And so we have things that I didn't have when I was a kid. Our go-to Google was the library, and you got to go and look at the books, find the book and read the book before you can go. When we're talking about the high school, that's where we used to spend most of our days, going into the books and, crushing some books to try to get the knowledge so we can go and be able to take the test, so it was different. But today you in the Moroccan, youth and the world youth has a different one. As a matter of fact, the whole world, doesn't matter what age you are. The information is available at any age, any group. As a matter of fact, my kids, they've been in tablets since they were 5, and most of the kids today have some sort of a device at early on. So it's not the same. The knowledge capabilities they have at an early age is different from the knowledge capabilities when you're older. You see, or at least in my time, right? Because we can learn stuff based on the curriculum, what they give you. Today, you can learn stuff early on, beyond your parents' level, beyond everybody's level, because you're ahead of the game. Technology does allow that. But understanding how to frame it, understand how to use it, but don't let it get into your brain, your psyche. Don't let it affect your brain. And I love the three of you almost talk about the same thing, which is the dream, follow your dream, make the dream happen. Dreams come true. And again, they will come true if you take action. That's all there is. There is nothing else. By the way, you can dream, some people are like, oh, well, that's a tough one. Well, there's no tough one. What's the worst thing? I dream today, I change my dream, I get another dream. Just keep changing your dream until you find your way. The bottom line, or if you have a dream, go for it. Whatever you want. Listen, my dream was to come to the States to work at Disney, and I did exactly that. And that was my first thing. So when I was in high school, true story, I was actually cinquième, so that's like here would be the equivalent of like
freshman, I guess.
Freshman, yeah. So I was a freshman, and I was in the American Language Center, Rabat, and then they had the sign, "Would you like to work in Epcot Center?" And at that time, I was like, "Yes, that's my dream. I want to go to work in Disney." I was learning English, and I'm seeing that. I'm like, I got to do more with my English. That's when I started only speaking English to practice. So we had a clique that we only spoke English, and this is like, again, 30 plus years ago, And
I'm studying in the American Language Center too.
So I was there a long time ago. Yeah. But actually, it's the same spot. It's the same location, right by the Lycée Laïcha, right there. So I was there last year. I walked by there. I mean, I have pictures still there, from my old days. But so I was there and I saw that sign every day. And, I'm like, oh, man. Remember I mentioned when I went to the faculty or the university, I actually stopped in the middle of the year. I'm like, this is not for me. Because to be honest with you, I was in that big amphitheater, and I'm looking at the professor. He's looking very low there, and he's just mumbling. And I'm just taking notes. I'm like, there's about 500 of us in this place. It's not going to work for me. So I decided to go to tourism. And so now tourism and Disney started to look much better because it almost worked the way. And see now that this is where things are going to shift for you based on your vision and your ambition and your dream. And that's how it goes. So then I go in there. I'm like, okay, well, so I got my high school now. So what's now? I mean, I'm going to go now with high school. It's not going to do anything. What happens if I go to the States with only a high school degree? I'm not going to be much of anything there, right? At least to start. So I said, no, I'm going to go. And then that's what I did the faculty. And so in that year, what I did, I finished my English. I took my proficiency as a second language. And then I went to Tangiers and I got my degree there. And then actually I applied to go to Disney from there. And I didn't get it from the school. I went back to the American Language Center and I got it from there. And I came to the Disney. So the dream did happen. And then there's a lot of dreams after that. And, one of my dreams is being today doing this. And so again, dreams do happen, but you have to take the right road for it, right? You just have to set up the different steps to get to whatever you want. And that always happens if you have the drive and you take the necessary steps. All of you have touched on exactly the same topic, but you all had different angles of it. And that literally just, I wish Marwa was here and we'll have a much bigger loop here, but I know each one of you, first of all, we're learning from each other right now, but at the same time, we are complementing each other. And that's the other thing. You're a team, literally. And between all of you, there is nothing that's going to stop you folks. I know that for a fact. I can see the future. I'm not a psychic. I'm not seeing the future physically, but you know what I mean? I can see the projection of where you are headed. You have a straight, vision of where you want to be and the success path you want and the dreams that you have, and you know exactly what you want, and you are open to diversity. You are open to learning different things. You're open to adjusting. And that's the other thing. You have to be malleable, flexible. If you're rigid and you're stuck in one thing, I mean, think about it. If you take anything that is rigid, it can break. But take rubber, you're not going to break rubber, right? So you have to be flexible enough. And you guys are showing that to us. And by the way, the show is for people who are watching and listening, our youth specifically. Don't get caught, into I'm only going to do this way or this way. Be open. But we're still within the realm of your dream, and you can continue doing stuff. So I am so excited. I mean, I can talk with you guys for hours, and I'm learning that also from you guys, literally, because that's the other thing. There's this whole thing perception, well, I know more than you. Nobody knows more than anybody. There's always someone that knows more than you, and we can always learn from anybody that is around us that we encounter in life. And again, a good example, like I said, I mean, we have about 7 years of education disparity right now, our age. But, now if you add me, forget about it. We have about 50 years of difference. But it doesn't matter, folks. We have multiple generations literally here, or at least, a couple of generations. And at the same time, we are looking at the same, purpose and goal and steps. You can do it if you are in Morocco, you are anywhere in the world. This is an example of what inspiring youth can be, and motivated youth is really looking like. Because at the end of the day, you have the motivation, you have literally an inspiring story, and you have aspirations to do more and better. And you will, by the way, you're destined literally to make a difference, and you are making a difference, not only in your lives, but the lives of people that you are contributing to and helping. That's the other thing. So I think, was I talking to you, Iman, or Marwa? I forgot about the ability that you want to keep a legacy. I think it was Marwa, that you want to just have a touch in this world, because you don't want to disappear from this world and you just like, you come in, you leave, and you never existed, really. I mean, the only people I remember maybe your immediate family. But it's not about, being famous. It's about having, a legacy. Even in our, religion, we have the belief that, you leave something of value to the people, right? And so that's part of it. And you can only do that by leaving some true legacy. What you are developing right now, what you're building, is the beginning of a legacy that may be for generations to come. And if you look back at all history, right, people that were just like you, who have started something, we benefit from their work today. I mean, science, talking about science and physics and all the stuff, these people just were like normal people that just took the time to figure things out for the future. They had visions and dreams, and they built things. And then guess what? We use those things today. Because of them, we do things the way we do. Because of them, we have the technology today. Because of them, we have a lot of stuff, and the knowledge, the books, the information, and that information got literally over the centuries progressed and upgraded. But it doesn't matter. Without that first source, we wouldn't be where we are today. So anyways, I talked a lot. So any questions that you have for me?
Well, I have one for you. Because
oh boy. Go for it. All right.
First of all, I want to thank you for using your privilege to inspire Moroccan youths and to make and to literally showcase what Moroccan talent can be through the work you do. Because and I would say my question is, how important is that for you as a Moroccan immigrant and as an immigrant in the US? And I would say for the youth and Moroccan youth who would wanna visit the US or go to continue their studies there or something like that, is it really easy? And would you encourage people to do it?
That's a loaded double question there, but so yeah. Well, so let's go there. Well, there's two things. First of all, how important this work is. Very important. Here's the thing. A lot of people leave. Let's put it this way. Could I have stayed in Morocco? Yeah, probably. Would I have had maybe a good career path? Yeah, I had the credentials. I even had the connections, if we use that word, right? I was able to do that, but that was not it. Again, I followed my dream. That was the reason I left. And my passion, and I discovered myself. That was me. I found myself in the culture, in the American way, all the way since I was a kid. I didn't, again, subscribe to the French mentality, whatever. And by the way, I was comfortable, good. I've been to France and everything, but that wasn't me. Just like I wasn't feeling it, right? This was it, and so that was. But all along, I've always wanted to give back, and do something. And I always wonder, why is it the people that go overseas, sometimes they don't? And by the way, I've tried to come back and do business in Morocco, and I just, lost money and things didn't work out for me. So there's things why sometimes you can't do certain things physically there, but can I do it differently? So use what you can to give back. And really, this is something that I'm good at and I can handle easily. And since I already established the actual network for the world, not just for Morocco. I do this, my shows are just, internationals, and we do all kinds of different things, different themes. But every one of them is designed, literally the mission that I started with is educate, enlighten, inspire, and motivate. That's actually the mission of the network. And even my tagline is time to evolve. We need to evolve to the next, we need to enrich our, our motto is enrich your mind and soar beyond limits. So that's really it. So why give to our youth? It's listen, I got the platform, I got the ability to do it. And as I told you, the story is that I heard about all this we have talent, who's deciding who's the talent is not. Guess what? I don't want to judge who's the talent, but I want to bring the talent on and let the talent talk about what they do and let the people, judge that. Not even judge it, let the people see what you are capable of. And that's really the opportunity. So bringing some folks on is the same thing. It's a resource, one, and that's really it. So not only it is informative, but it's also resourceful. And the idea of everything I do is to bring in someone to highlight themselves, their work, and also have them as a resource for people that are watching and listening. So if they need a service, you look at my guests, there's thousands of services that are available in there. You just click on the picture and you go to their site and you can use the services anytime you want. And so not only it's helping, it's a win-win for all, right? So that's the mission. And then also talking about legacy, it's a legacy. But to answer your core question is that why is it important to me? Because again, I am still a Moroccan person and I'm still proud of who I am and my heritage. And I will never discontinue that part. And, this is my way of giving back to our youth and create an opportunity. And then again, it's an opportunity as well, because I realized that there is no English speaking channel. And so that was that was easy for me to create. It's really, we already have the platform, we have everything. So we add another channel and now we have to grow the channel. And therefore we have to find the stuff. And we have millions of Moroccans all over the world. So I'm not running low of potential candidates to be here. But the idea is that, sometimes people don't know that it's available and stuff. And it's also fairly new. So we're just about a year and slowly. And again, I'm doing part-time because I'm doing a lot of stuff, but we're growing this. And eventually, like I said, my objective is to have maybe a branch in Morocco, and we'll do more live programming from there. We'll go into educational stuff, documentaries and things. I've done a few personally. I was there last year and I did some videos and things like that about hotels and about, Uzud and a few other things. And there's more that we can do. So that's it. But again, it is important for me to give back to our youth and give them a chance and a voice to be there. This is actually for the youth. And by the way, for Moroccans in general, because we want to highlight, that, as you said, I think exactly you said, African, youth is big out there. There's a lot of smart folks, but they're not known in the world for a lot of reasons. Now, the good news is we have our soccer teams that are doing a good job. We have our, athletes that are doing a good job. So there is a little bit more of light on Morocco right now, and that's pretty good. But we need to not only do it in the sports, we got to do it in the academia, in the science, and the technology. We had those creators or the inventors that had those two original cars in Morocco. So we have a lot of good talent, and it's always been there. We have talent all over the States that are Moroccan. I'm actually trying to reach out to some people. I had an interview with a few folks that are in the States and Canada. These people have a lot of knowledge and skills, and they up, in higher positions in the country. And there's doctors, there's specialists, there's many people out here, and many people in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, everywhere. And it starts with you guys as the youth, and that's really it. So we want to make sure we have that. So that's question one. Now, in the second part, you asked about what would I tell the youth about coming to the States. Remember, you need to be prepared. Is it worth it? It is. Is it going to help you? Definitely. Are there opportunities? Plenty of opportunities. But here's the thing that I always tell people. Remember what I said, and I gave the example of me when I started. I needed to get my expertise in the language, so I got my proficiency. I needed to get the actual college before I get here, because I don't want to come here not have any skills and tools. You want to come here, you're going to come with tools. You're not going to find money in the airport. People are not just going to give you a handout. You have to, there's legal status, there's different things, there's tuitions, there's, the cost of living is higher. So if you don't have the financial backing, it's very difficult. If you have the skills and you're able to get a scholarship, for example, for education, that's great. Once you're here, things are different. You can actually manage your way around. But it's not going to be just a walk in the park. Easy does it. That's not going to happen. Now, if you have great money behind you, you can do whatever. You can go to the best school. You can, rent to whatever, apartment you want. But it's not going to happen that way. And it's very difficult to work, for example, if you're just a student. So there's things to consider. But if you can get a job, for example, I came as a J1, I was literally hired to come to work at Disney. And so I got interviewed there. They hired me. They paid for my ticket. They paid for my housing and everything. They even came to the airport with a flag, say welcome. But that's just my example. But there's many of those examples. So if you're going to plan that, that's okay. Plan it correctly and get the tools. Don't come in with you can't even speak the language, that's going to be a problem, right? I mean, first of all, I'm impressed. You guys are, you can do just well here. You're well, and in no time you'll be more than just, you know, people will not even pick up that you just came from, you know, Morocco, because your English is pretty good already. But I'm saying, so language is the first tool, because you need to communicate, and the higher you have a better knowledge of the language, the easier you'll be able to communicate and talk to. Listen, you get a job in a corporation. I mean, how can you communicate? How can you write stuff? You know, you need to present, you need to do stuff. If your language is limited, you're going to be limited to jobs with less language skills. So that's one thing. So it's going to open. If you're going to come and again, some of my best friends are doctors. Literally, you know, they came in here, they went to the masters, they got the PhDs. One of my best friends actually is teaching now. He's actually, I think, the MBA dean in the University of Rabat. So he, you know, he was my best friend, and he's still my best friend. But he was living in the States, and he finished his school here, and he went back, and now he's giving back again in his form. So I have other people that actually continued into the finance, and they do a lot of different things, you know, here. So but that's the other thing. Like you have to contribute whatever you are. If you're going to come here and not contribute, then I would not recommend it. If you're going to contribute here and or take back to your country, that's great, you know, because that's what it is. And by the way, by contributing even here, you are still holding the flag of who you are. Because when I am actually out there, I don't shy away from saying I'm Moroccan. I mean, I can't hide my name. You know, like, where are you from? I'm from Morocco. You know, and so I'm proud of being there. I'm proud of seeing there, and and again, I want to be a member of society that is productive as a whole. So when you decide to move anywhere, not just in the States, Canada, Europe, whatever, we want to be the ones that if they point at you like, oh, these guys are great. We don't want to like, oh, these people suck, or these people are bad, or we don't want that. We want to, you know, literally, like, we are representatives of our culture. And when we go out there, we have to represent it in the best way possible, shape, form. And we don't have to struggle in doing that, right? We have to prepare ourselves. Like, you go on vacation, you get prepared. You know, you make sure you have your luggage, you have your clothes, you have your stuff. You don't go on vacation, you know, like, I'm going to figure out that I'm going to, you know, sleep in a tent, you know, or maybe sleep in the woods. You know, same concept. If you're going to plan to go somewhere and start a career path, start a life, well, it's not, first of all, it's never going to be easy. There's no such thing as easy life, right? We have to struggle in everything. You know, everything comes, and by the way, you don't enjoy success if you don't go through hardship. You know, if success is that easy, no one will be appreciating, right? You enjoy success through, you know, the difficulties that comes with it. And that's like, I mean, think about it, right? You like these guys, named the football team, right? The soccer team, right? They prepared for years, and they made it, and, you know, every game was a tough game, and they win, and they get to enjoy that, but it was hard work. It was not like, you know, they just show up in the football field and then like, hey, we won. That didn't work that way. There's a lot of screaming, a lot of sweating, a lot of training, a lot of preparation. Same thing here, folks. So again, that's my recommendation. If you decide to go there, the world is open to anyone that can bring and make a difference. If you can contribute locally and you have the ability to do it. If you have the ability to go somewhere else and build yourself, your talent, your skills, and come back, that's great. If you can't come back and you are contributing, you're still contributing because you're still a legacy of our nation and a legacy of Morocco, and you're going to do the best that you can. Whether you are in music, like, you know, Fresh Montana, whether you are in the football, you know, in soccer, like, you know, all our, you know, Hakimi and all these guys from Europe, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. You are going to be one of those elements that actually lifting that flag, you know, behind us and up here. You know, that's really the key element for us, right? We want to show that, and we can do that. I hope I send you. I responded to you, Zakaria.
Sure. Thank you. That was very well said. Thank you very much.
All right. So we're about to wrap up. I think we've exceeded the hour, but hey, who cares? You know, it was super fun. So any other, you know, closing remarks, if you want to call them that way, for each one, you know, on the panel here. Iman, Zainab, anything to close with from your side?
I would love to say thank you so much for your trust, encouragement, for giving once Marwa reached out to you, you listen to her, you respond to her, you have been super humbled, and she came to me and then she said, Iman, your dream will become true, because I used to love media too. I'm kind of person who I'm kind of like social person. I love interaction with people, listening to their stories. I have been doing that like years ago, but nothing is like documented, like nothing is recorded and anything. And then she came back to me, Iman, your dream, oh my god. And we laughed so loud that like during that call and sharing like the news. And I said, okay, that's cool, how you did it, girl? And then she said to me, you see, just trust me and follow, like trust me, like things will come like on our path, inshallah. So yeah, I highly appreciate this, and it is already impacted us in a way or in another. Like we started like trusting our path more, and I'm sure like this step, it will lead to another one, it will lead to other steps. Yeah, thank you so much for your trust, and it is just a booster for us to follow and rely and just do more. Thank you so much.
Well, so Iman, thank you so much for your words, because they're also encouraging me and make me feel good about helping and doing that. I feel that I'm fulfilling what that mission is, to answer Zakaria. It really gives me the pleasure and the honor to be able to give back. And this is actually exactly what that feeling is to know that it reaches to you and you're feeling that it's making a difference in your life. And I know that it's just a step. Remember, the hardest step is the first step. Anything.
Yes.
You know, you just got to make the first step and the rest is history. But most people are afraid to make that step forward. Once you put that step, there's no turning back. You know, you might deviate, but don't look back. You're just going to continue. But that's actually historically for us. We just go forward. We don't go backwards. And we're supposed to do always that. And you already do that. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for your trust as well, because, you know, when Marwa reached out, she didn't know what to expect, I guess. You know, she had an idea. But, you know, one thing led to the other, and here we are today. And this is just the beginning of many, you know, shows. And like I've already invited you guys to have, you know, eventually in time, maybe you guys can have your own show on the channel. So you never know. You know, that's something that I would look forward to. And I know you can do great. And by the way, the three of you can motivate the youth every single minute by just talking about it. So thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
All right. Zainab, Zakaria, go ahead.
Oh, I would just say again, thank you very much. That was a highlight of. This is really a highlight, not just for us, but for Opportunity Rabat too. This opens the other horizons for Opportunity Rabat, and we're very, very, very thankful for that. Like it does not go unnoticed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zainab.
So for me, I really want to say that I'm really delighted to be here with you guys and to be part of such a big thing, and very proud to be a member of the biggest group, Opportunity Rabat, because it really benefited me a lot. And I remembered a fresh quote that said, "Qui cherche trouve." It means you have always to create and look for the opportunity. Don't wait for it. Create it.
Love it.
And thank you so much for hosting us.
No, my pleasure. And you're right. I mean, those are wise words. You know, spoken like, you know, the best of the best out there. And you're right. It is what it is. If, you know, we have something that say that's also mother in necessity is mother invention, and haja umukhtira, as they say, you know, so it's the same concept here. And you're right. If you don't have an opportunity, you create one. And by the way, that is exactly what life is about. Everything we have today has been an idea that there was a lack of something, a service or something or a product, and someone says, you know what, I'm going to make it happen. And now we have these tools. I mean, the fact that we're talking right now from, you know, across 3,000, you know, miles in the Atlantic Ocean and being able to do this is technology that somebody developed eventually because there's a need. And that's exactly it. And there is a need, and you guys are fulfilling that need right now by Opportunity Rabat. I think that's going to grow. Like I said, hopefully one day will be Opportunity Morocco and Opportunity World. And so there you go. Now you have that. You just have to copyright that one. but you are literally great, ambitious, you know, talented youth that we should be all proud of. I am proud of you. I know your parents are proud of you, and hope that the whole Morocco will be proud of you, and the world actually. Not so much because you're Moroccan, because at the end of the day, we all are contributors in this world, and our message is not just for Moroccan youth; it's for all youth all over the world. Anybody out there that's listening to the show, because it will be listened to, across the world, and people are going to download it from anywhere. And so it might touch someone somewhere, regardless of their background and their beliefs or whatever their views of life. But there's messages here that are popular, that are powerful. They'll make a difference. So that's it, folks. It was so great to have you. And again, we want to just shout out to Marwa, who's not here with us, but she's been with us in spirit. She's been with us by name. She's been with us by thank you her, and for her, her work to get us to today. And hopefully one day we'll have her as well, with us on the show. You guys are welcome to come back anytime. We can have something specific to the youth. We can talk about specifically and drive them. And again, folks, this is Opportunity Rabat, highlighted today in Talented Morocco worldwide. And really, it is an opportunity an opportunity that creates opportunities for others, So look out for the group. And now one question, I know where to find you, but for our audiences, how can they reach out to you? Where can they participate? If there are, let's say, entrepreneurs or companies, where can they send their links and connections to? And if they are looking, where can they find, the actual connection and the information? I mean, I know where, but just for our audiences, anyone can jump in.
Yeah, they can reach out to us concerning Opportunity Rabat via LinkedIn. And we're also working on the Instagram one, but via LinkedIn is the better one. So yeah, via LinkedIn. Cool. And for personalized, for example, for me, I'm in LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, any platform.
All right.
And for the other...
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, please.
Zainab Ben Zakaria.
Yeah, reach us for Opportunity Rabat on LinkedIn, on Instagram. And for the youth who are interested, either on Facebook or Instagram, and you could be added to the WhatsApp group, or reach to either Marwa or Iman by WhatsApp. Their numbers, I guess, there will be posted later. They will be given to you. So anybody who can join, but for the organizations, for people who have events, you can use LinkedIn, you can use Instagram, or reach to us by email. And this will be given to you later, so they can look at it and buy yourself in.
Yeah, so I will have the actual links in the description of this show, so people can click in here and link up to you personally or to the Opportunity Rabat. And, whether you're an employer, service provider, an event, hosting, group, or you're someone who's looking for opportunities and stuff, you can click in and just link up and participate. So please do so, and I encourage you to support this group and, we got to help ourselves, ourselves and help others, right? And you guys are doing that. So, all right. So that wraps it up for today. This is Talented Morocco Worldwide with, my terrific guests, amazing youth, from Morocco. I got Iman, I got Zainab, and I got Zakaria. It was a pleasure and honor to actually be with you guys, because I know one day I'll be like, I know them, but it's exciting to be part of it, and part of your success, because this is part of your success story. And, I'm hopefully, I just one little dot in there that helps, and be part of it. So that's a good heartwarm feeling that you get, at least I get. It's a fuzzy, good feeling. So that being said, I'm Hurricane H. This is the Morocco channel, Talented Morocco Worldwide show. We'll be talking soon with more guests and more fun. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
There's a lot of talk all over the internet these days about the remarkable benefits of carbon-60, and baby boomers are especially excited about it. Whatever generation you're in, if you want more energy, better health, and a boost in vitality, we invite you to try Greska's Carbon-60, a stunning development in free radical destruction. Being much smaller in size than conventional antioxidants derived from fruits and vegetables, it is far more bioavailable. to quickly mend the toxin-crippled cells in your body. Greska's Carbon 60 is the only C60 product that is made without the use of undesirable solvents. The only one. Greska's Carbon 60 was developed by a brilliant NASA carbon scientist, and 95% report positive results from this Nobel Prize-winning technology in just 4 days. Visit c-60.com. That's c-60.com or call 720-600-6040.